Well, first of all, thanks everybody for being here. Thank you very much. Um, just feel excited. I'm very proud to be part of the San Antonio FC organizations. This is one of the greatest clubs, not only in the USL League, but around the country. And I just promise I'm going to work hard every single day to put a team on the field that can represent the San Antonio area.
Well, I guess, first of all, what's just kind of been, I know today isn't necessarily your first day here, but what's just been your first impression of the city as you're going to start to live here, of obviously the club and the stadium, now you're here for in a permanent role?
Well, the last couple of days I've been around the city. I was in San Antonio a couple of times before, but now I had the chance to be like full days around the city. So it's a beautiful city with a lot of multicultural people here. And also the setup that we have here in San Antonio FC is nice stadium, fields, facility. And the group of people that I'm going to work with is amazing. I only met them for a few days and already stunned the way the people is here in the club. They have here in the club.
And you kind of alluded to it there. This isn't necessarily your first time here. I assume at least a couple times with the Cosmos. What were kind of your impressions of the San Antonio soccer community when you were here, over a decade ago now,
well,
maybe more recently?
The game's atmosphere, I had the chance to be here for a semi-final against the San Antonio FC, and I still remember that day, the way the fans here cheered for the home team and pushing to get that win that night. And so that's amazing, being in the home bench this time and having the people behind me, supporting the team. That's priceless.
And it looks like, as far as I'm aware, most of your experience as a coach so far has been as an assistant, besides maybe taking over here or there. But what are some of the things that you've learned from your time working with guys, I would say particularly like Gio Savarese, but some of the other guys you've worked with over the years, lessons you can take now that you're stepping into the head coaching role yourself?
Well, I had the luxury to work with different coaches or different styles, but like that you mentioned, Gio, I think the human part. We're the coaches, but also we have 25 to 30 players in charge, and every single player is different than the other one. There is a different word in their mind, and at a point we are like a father for them, not only the coach. So we need to manage those guys in a daily basis, how they're doing in their private life. Some of them are single, some of them have a family. So we had to add like a father and bring the human touch to the team and to add that connection with the players.
And what are maybe some of the challenges that you think are going to be facing you as you're stepping into this role going forward?
Well, the biggest challenge is as soon we have a roster, we have a team together, try to make sure they get the game idea, the style of play, to ready to go in the 2025.
What type of style of play are you looking for when it comes to the players that you're researching?
Well, first of all, like Marco said, a player who had a winning mindset. That's what we're trying to create here, a winning culture. I think this club and the city deserve a winning team, a winning culture. So first of all, we say a team who can defend well as a group, as a team, and then try to have a entertain the fans with a good football.
When you mentioned the fans and the people who come out to see San Antonio FC, what would your message be to them? Not just your excitement, but what you're most looking forward to when it comes to having them screaming for you now as the head coach?
Well, not only provide winning for them, but also like to enjoy the game, to lead the field, lead the stadium with a smile on their face, say, "Oh, the team played well tonight." So something like that, And when I say to defend well, I'm not saying like parking the bus and drop 11 players in front of the goal, 10 players in front of the goalie, just hanging just to defend the goal. No, as a group, starting with the attackers to have that mentality to defend and to get the ball in our possession.
How's the moving process been for coming down here to San Antonio?
It's been going well, it's doing well. I like the city. I love the city, and I started falling in love with the city. So, pretty good.
Little things that you've liked that you've been able to do the last couple of days. What was maybe something that you would say, okay, when we're all settled in, I need to go back to that again.
Downtown, it's amazing. It's really nice.
As you think about crafting the roster and then getting the team together, what maybe goals will you put on your team as you guys go into the season of things, not just defensively, but maybe, okay, this is something that I definitely want to see us do this season?
Well, first of all, our first goal is to make playoffs, and then compete to be in the top position of the league and compete for the championship.
You got 10 returners signed. What excites you about the guys that you have coming back for next season?
Well, we have a lot of guys with experience. I think guys who have played in MLS international, like Juan Agudelo, who went to England. So it's good to have those guys here. It's good to have those guys in the locker room. They can be the leaders of the group, and sometimes you need those players in the locker room.
When you guys were calling each other, what was that first conversation like when there was the thought of you being the San Antonio FC head coach?
Well, he was looking for. I know he was looking for a coaching position, and we started calling each other and say, okay, I'm available. Let's have some conversation. He told me he had also another names, and I know for him it was tough because the quality of the name that those coaches that he has in his days was that was high. So at the end of the day, he decided to go with me, and then I won't let him down, to be honest.
Is there also just personally an excitement for you guys to be working together again?
Yeah. So Marco said we know each other for 30 years. Since we met in one of those MLS combines, we were in the same team. We make a connection, and then we start playing against each other. And we were competing. We have a rivalry on the field, but after every game, we handshake, have a hug, and wish him luck. And then when we start our coaching career, we start seeing each other. He was in Dallas. I was in other teams, and we had that connection that brings us here now.
Thanks, Carlos.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for
Thank
your
you.
time, as always.